Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WGLNA Season 2 Finals. It was easier than the Wargaming.net League North America World of Tanks.
It's always a mouthful, Clutch. It's always a mouthful.
It is, but it's because it's so good. That's why. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time right now for the final serious battle that we have today to determine who's going to move on to the semifinals, and that is going to be SIMP versus Nerve. Let's throw it over to the very lovely Lauren Elise for our face-off.
Thank you very much, Clutch. I would like to invite the team captains to the stage, please. Thank you, guys. Just a couple of quick questions. So, Nerve, you're coming in as the underdog, but you guys are still so confident. How do you stay so positive?
You just always continue fighting for the next match, and you got to just take it one at a time.
All right. And I know that you guys have been super focused on Fulcrum. Has it affected your preparation against Nerve at all?
No, not at all. We're focused on Nerve right now. We got to get past Nerve before we get to anyone else. So we're focused on Nerve. We're hoping to take care of business here, and we're hoping to be done for the night and get back tomorrow.
All right, I love it. We're going to do the coin flip. As the higher seed, you get to choose heads or tails. If you win, you get to choose the map, or you can opt to defer. Would you like to choose heads or tails?
Tails.
And it is tails. You get to choose the map or defer.
We'll take Cliffs.
You do get to choose the spawning point.
Take north.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen. You may take a seat. Good luck. Have fun. Let's battle.
Thank you very much, Lauren. SIMP versus Nerve, the final match we're going to have for a series match tonight. We're also going to have an awards ceremony after this, and our pros versus the Joes, the all-stars versus the no-stars to close out the night, but the action will continue tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So if you weren't able to make it out to Vegas, make sure to come out tomorrow for the semifinals and the finals to determine who will be the champion of Season 2. Now, they were not the champion, but they were close, and their name is SIMP. This is a team that went 7-0. They are the top team in Season 2 because of their record. The only people that brought them to a shootout, to the brink, was Simple Tankers. Their wins were over Cazadores, Riverblood, Hammer Time, Simplistic, and the list goes on and on and on. Mac G, the leader of the team. Moadi, we call him Audible. Blue Boys captain, Adroxus, Endo, Heavy 20, Crimson Corsair, Singh, Swami, and Fej. This is a team that's tired of second place. And a lot of the other teams say, hey, it's because they camp, and they know how to camp that allows them to get these wins. They know how to play against mediocre teams in the group play, but when it comes to serious teams in the finals, SIMP is not prepared. SIMP doesn't believe that. They have prepared, and they are prepared to take on not just Nerve, but whoever to make it to the top. And I look forward to seeing what they're going to bring here, especially on the first map being Cliff.
Yeah, and this is a rematch for these teams. Nerve and SIMP have squared off before. SIMP did very well against Nerve last time. Nerve now has a chance to come back, get revenge for that last beating they took. And they really have come a long way since fighting SIMP earlier on in Season 2 group stage. It's but they really are. I think they were our lowest scoring team to make it to the top 8. They've had the hardest time. They have an entirely new team. This is not all new players, but new people, new positions for some of these players. Leadership change, new players coming in, having to get used to each other. Much like Pubstars, it's a new team, and they have to really try and deal with the fact that they don't have the experience and the synergy that many of our other top teams have.
Nerve was 3-4 in group play. They were the lowest standing team to make it to the finals. But on their team, they have Hornsby, who is their leader, Lieutenant Carter, Explosive Brutality, Haywood, Ratzilla, Train Noob, Psycho Killa, the Goon Swarm, Jen Scott, and Valaccio. And now these guys are talented, and they're fun to hang out with. And that type of mentality, that type of, I mean, I don't want to say nonchalant, but just
they're super relaxed.
Good time feeling guys, and especially their motto, show up and blow up. You know, I look forward to what they're going to bring here to a serious match event, and that actually leaves their opponents allows their opponents to underestimate them in these type of scenarios.
I wouldn't doubt that SIMP is underestimating Nerve right now. Nerve is a very talented team. They have those kinds of players. It's just they haven't been able to perform as consistently or as really as well as other teams. They have a chance here. They've had plenty of time to practice as well. I mean, they've had 3 weeks from the end of group play to get prepared for this. They know who they were fighting up against first. They've had all the time in the world to prepare to beat the very consistent style of SIMP, very reactive.
Reactive is a good way to put it on the type of style of SIMP. Some people call it campy, but
Yep. They call it reactive.
They call it reactive, and they've changed it up a little bit more in Season 2. And we've seen some of that matched aggression and also some of the resets happen at the 5-minute mark with SIMP able to sweep in. And I bring up Endo again in the 5100. He performs very well in that tank. And it's because he has a team that allows him to perform well in that tank, that sets up the shots, that the IS-3s get in the way of the damage first, that plow the road first.
I really think, actually, you say it's Endo. I think it's the IS-3s. The fact that they do that blocking, that they do the fantastic play, that enables their 5100s. You can have 5100s that are very skilled, but if your IS-3s aren't also completely awesome, which I think SIMP picked up amazing IS-3 players, Adroxus and Heavy 20. Both are fantastic players. When I heard they were going to SIMP, I was incredibly impressed because Heavy 20 is well reputed as one of the best IS-3 drivers just in the game. He knows incredibly well about his tank. And actually, the recent balance changes to the IS-3, not balance, but recent remodel of the IS-3, I'd wonder what he thinks about it.
Well, to ask some of these players tonight after the matches. But Andre, Cliff, again, this map being chosen. Actually, the first coin flip win that we've had tonight, I believe. Going to Mac G and not going for the deferral, but going to Cliff. Why this map first?
You know, it's interesting. I think this is a type of map where you can really take advantage of it being so new. Now, I say new because the Season 2 just introduced it. We've seen a lot of strategies that just look straight up silly. And that's the thing. If SIMP isn't having the complete comprehensive strategy, Nerve can easily take it to them, and also there's so many little things that you have to remember. On top of the big mountain on the lighthouse, you have to remember center control, west control. You have to watch out for west side pushes, east side pushes sometimes, but there's a lot of different strategies where you can get the quick win and then just start off 1-0. And I think Nerve, they have nothing to lose here. Similar to River of Blood, they're up against big favorites. They're the ones that can throw wrenches constantly into that gear and make everything come apart.
We just saw Cunningham's lose the only battle that they lost in the finals on this map. But looking at SIMP versus Nerve, SIMP with an 83% win rate over 6 games, Nerve 60 over 5. The favor is in SIMP based on the percentages. Also, the average first kill, almost the same. It's about a 9-second difference here between the two. But that center control is so crucial. Also, we've seen SIMP use the east side I think in one battle that they pretty much already had it won, but the east side push was nice to see, even though it's very rare to ever see it. Yeah. Cliff overall, north win rate 58%, greatest side win percentage disparity. Out of all the maps.
The approach you have to the top of the lighthouse is fantastic, and that is the advantage you get when you play Cliff from the north side.
All right. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, for battle number 1 of match number 4, SIMP versus Nerve. Let's battle.
Taking a look at these tanks, we have Jen Scott and a Pershing, 2 Pershings and a T-69, along with 2 1390s and then 2 T1 Cunninghams. On the other side, for SIMP, we have a Pershing, a T-69, and then 3 1390s, a much faster lineup coming out of SIMP.
Makes a lot of sense. You want to get that center control ASAP. Starting with the south side, you can get a good jump there and then slowly take the west side. If you have center and west side control, normally the game is over. You only have one move if you are the opposing side, which is to just push and derp across the center.
And Blue Boys, we've loaded and shots going out. Explosive Brutality takes a hit. So does Haywad. And he will go down to 602. 3 solid connections and actually a collision.
Wow.
Huge advantage for SIMP right here. And now another hit. Haywood will go down again a little bit further, except Blue Boys does take a hit. He goes down to 858. And Jen Scott, wow, hits going all over the place. SIMP making numerous connections. Now Heavy 20 looks like he wants to push.
Is so low at 40. And now coming around the corner is Heavy 20, the 1390. Explosive Brutality does trade shots with him, but Endo in his 1390 Takes a couple shots from the T1 and Hornsby, and they're taking a little bit too much damage here trying to engage against these 51. Oh, there goes the 1390. And another one, heavy 20 gets the kill. But Endo taking a little bit of damage on the T1.
Wow, Hornsby putting out plenty of damage onto Endo. And Endo's going to ignore Hornsby as an engagement. It'll happen on the other part of the map. We actually see that, wow, I'm jumping on the wrong tanks. Adroxus, wow, heavy 20 will take down Velaccio. Velaccio, though, just took down Singh in the T69. More connections. The Goon Swarm then down to 1109. Jens got down to 697.
Jen Scott in the Pershing, he is taking a lot of damage from Blue Boy's captain, so he'll try to another shot against that 1390. And it looks like calling out that he racked the 90. And so the 1390 has been ammo racked. Over on heavy 20, you have to check on that for me, Root Kills. Goon Swarm in the T69 is trading shots with Adroxus. And the Goon Swarm still left alive here in that T69. As Nerve is hanging on against Simp.
Just by a thread. They have the potential to bring this back. However, once a 1390 rejoins the fight, once heavy 20 rejoins the fight, also reloaded, I think, Blue Boy's captain maybe, and Adroxus may have gotten that connection. I could not tell. There, Goon Swarm does fire on Blue Boy's captain, and there, Adroxus will push up, and the Goon Swarm will take a hit, and trading 1-for-1. Now, Blue Boys is reloaded. He misses. Jen Scott taking down to 32. Will he get the last shot? No, Blue Boys does not get the last connection as the Goon Swarm will chase a heavy 20.
And he gets down, goes down. Heavy 20 in the 1390, still left alive, cruising around here. Jen Scott, 32 HP against Blue Boys captain, as you mentioned, Randall. It is just a matter of time now for Simp to get the win. There goes Jen Scott. Lieutenant Carter, 12 HP. This is the only thing stopping Simp from getting the first battle victory here.
I think this battle was decided in the first minute. That early damage was so huge, so crucial for Simp, and they were able to take it home like that. Battle number 1.
There it is. Center control, west control. Most important part of that series, or of that battle. You said it perfectly. I mean, two 1390s each went over to that west side because they know if you have the west side, you have crossfire. But that third 1390 from Team Simp was able to gun it to the center, get really big shots on the two 1390s traversing across from there. It plays itself out. It's just an opening build order win.
I don't like the opening from Nerve. I don't think sending your 1390s across in that manner is appropriate because of what you saw. The ability for Simp from the south to get cross shots. And even though the north has a greater chance to win, because just statistically they have a higher percentage win, but you see the south side being played very, very well. I think those 1390s probably coming from the west and then going up the hill would have been more appropriate in that battle. We'll have to see where they go forward. What will be the next map? What do you guys think? Do you think they go to an open map? Do they go to a city map?
Himmelsdorf.
Himmelsdorf?
Clearly, that's the clear choice to make. Because one, it's a city map, and also the tactical play that we've seen. Hill allows for a longer drawn-out engagement. Courtyard is a fast Zerg rush. I actually want to say it's a fast rush across the way, or a west side push. So I feel it's kind of an even playing field of what either of these teams can bring offensively and defensively. We're going to find out after we take a quick break. We're going to get to know a little bit more about Simp as they tell us about their team and how they prepared for the finals. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WGLNA Season 2 Finals live in Las Vegas here at Treasure Island. A beautiful casino. You guys should definitely come down and check it out. Having a lot of fun here. Ruinberg is going to be the next map between these two teams, and Simp with that first win. Thinking about Cunningham's because seeing them on Ruinberg perform throughout the entire season, some of the different strategies that they bring to this map, it kind of associated in my mind. Well, this is the Cunningham map of how well they've done. But no, Ruinberg, Simp versus Nerve here. I look forward to seeing what type of play the South is going to bring. The South is going to be Nerve on the spawn. North is going to be Simp. One side play, one line play. I haven't seen these teams really execute it correctly.
You saw one line
finals.
play against, remember Miserable in that amazing proxy spotting position we saw earlier? So it's a little one line play.
Yeah.
But it stalled because of good spotting.
And it turned into a crossroads play.
Exactly. But that's just a solid defense. Teams are learning how to defend their north side cap. They just want to make sure that that approach is covered. No matter what, it has to be covered. You have to be prepared because I think you have a weaker cap point when you spawn in the north. What?
Oh my gosh.
What is it?
Gentlemen,
what?
We're going to find out as soon as we jump into the game. I'm going to hold it. I'm going to keep this in my pocket here. and we're going to reveal it to the world once we jump into the game here. But this is trippy. This is funny.
I
anyways,
see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
now.
Anyways, the fast cap type maneuver of moving up and getting onto that flag capture through the city. It's not that easy anymore when you have an opponent that's ready for it. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to find out, can SIMP take this one, or does NERV have a trick up their sleeve? Let's go ahead and jump into battle number 2 of SIMP versus NERV.
Taking a look at these tanks, here's the surprise, everyone. 4 KV-5s. Can you believe it? They've actually brought 4 KV-5s, a T-69. Just a round of applause, everyone, please. Exactly, and SIMP will bring a much more normal lineup with 2 5100s, 2 IS-3s, and a 1390. What could they possibly be planning with a lineup like this?
A brawl.
A brawl. A moving wall brawl, bro. That's what they're going to be planning. Velasquio going to be leading the charge in that KV-5 train of doom. Up the 3 line, not vying over for the 1 push.
Velasquio will be spotted as he crosses. And he will be targeted. Shots fired, but no connections yet. Velasquio gets across safely. Haywood also spotted as he will cross. And a connection there. Haywood will take more hits along with Explosive Brutality.
Explosive got 2 hits. He was tracked briefly here, but still plenty of HP left alive for these powerhouse of armored capability here, the KV-5s.
The Crimson Corsair just getting ready to spot out this KV-5 approach. Velasquio spotted out, leading the charge. This is the slowest cap fast I have ever seen. I don't know if it will ever make it before the end.
Well, SIMP's going to be well prepared for the cap fast since they know where the KV-5s are going.
They've had forever to deal with it. They got to make a sandwich and then they got to go deal with the cap fast.
They may even arrive before NERV does. With Velasquio takes down Crimson Corsair. And here come the IS-3s. Heavy 20 to Droxus pushing around the corner here, putting some serious fire into Velasquio at the front. Jen Scott in the KV-5 and Haywood. Along with Explosive Brutality, so low on HP for Explosive. Velasquio takes a couple more hits. He's going to be the first to fall the KV-5 train. Explosive Brutality is going to take another hit. He goes down. Haywood and Jen Scott trying to trade some blows against the IS-3, but Jen Scott's actually in the way of Haywood.
Where's the Goon Swarm in this fight?
He's
Where
nowhere
is the
to be
T-6?
found. He's still trying to get a crossfire, and it might be too late.
I think even though it's a T-69, I mean, these KV-5s had all the time in the world. What was that T-69 doing this entire fight? Now KV-5s are just going to die.
The KV-5s are softening up these IS-3s for the T-69 to finish. The T-69
yes.
is the finisher.
Finish all of these still alive tier 8s.
And Haywood lines up the shot. It was out of bounds. Oh no, 37 HP on heavy 20, still left alive. A Droxus at 1171, blocking the shots, and he gets the kill against the KV-5.
All right, Goon Swarm, let's see what you can do. Let's see if he can bring it back along with Hornsby.
Time to clean it up, Goon Swarm, that T-69.
You call it the
Hornsby,
finisher.
Tractor.
Can he finish anything? Can he finish anyone tier 8?
He's going to run away first.
Are
Maybe try to
you in the
finish it a
belief
draw.
business or something?
In the belief business? Hornsby's not in the belief business. He just got ammo right from Mac G. T1 takes him down.
Wait,
Goon
Mac
Swarm
G
on
managed
run.
to win a T1 fight?
He did. He did. Mac G won a T1 fight.
Wow. Mac
Singh
attack
gets
not
hit in the T-69. Another hit against the 5100, and Goon Swarm's going to run away. And also get a reload here.
This whole strat has me completely baffled, Clutch. What were they doing? What were they thinking? What must have been going through their minds when they said, yes, this strategy, it will work. Trust me, guys. Just bring 4 KV-5s. It'll work. We'll just try it. We'll cap fast.
Some strategies with 1 KV-5 have proven to be very fruitful for some teams, but
4 of them?
Yeah,
Come on.
it's like having 4 T-32s. It's almost too much no con.
No, 4 T-32s works just fine. That's just fine. 4 KV-5s is just not nearly as awesome. I mean, it's just big, slow, not American. I mean, there's just all sorts of cons.
Well, Goon Swarm still alive with full health. I spoke too soon. Just got hit twice on both sides, and now he's in the crossfight. And he goes down.
GG SIMP.
SIMP able to take battle number 2 over NERV. Pretty decisive, guys.
Nerves try to, Nerves try to spice things up. I mean, they're looking, if they just play completely standard, Simp is the much more polished team. They're the ones that have the better plans overall. So you can't expect to do something normal and get results that really aren't realistic. I mean, that's insanity if you actually think that. So I do agree. Doing these types of things, bringing 4 KV5s and a T69, yes, it failed with flying colors, but there are certain situations where if they just go for the straight-up brawl, sometimes they can gun down a tank fast enough. Things just didn't work out. The T69 was slightly out of place, but I'm not going to take anything away from Nerve. These are the things that you absolutely have to do against a team like Simp Main.
Yep. And on top of that, maybe they're just trying to make Simp underestimate them. We were talking about Simp possibly underestimating Nerve coming into this one. Maybe they just want to say, hey, Simp, please do underestimate me. I would love it if you could do that for me. And then next time we'll come back with something reasonable.
Psychological lure. Psychological lure, really.
It's the only thing I can think of, Clutch.
Perhaps. So let's go ahead and find out what Nerve has to think about themselves in an interview, talking about themselves as a team and how they prepared for the Season 2 finals. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WGLNA Season 2 finals. Fun fact about Haywood when it comes to knowing the players a little bit more on Nerve. His last name is McDonald, and yes, he did grow up on a farm.
It's true. I was there, just sitting in the room. He told us about it. I'm sad it didn't make the cut.
Yeah, well, I made sure it made it into this broadcast. But those guys are a lot of fun. Goon Swarm is the one that popped in and said, our team motto is show up and blow up. And I thought, these guys are going to have a lot of fun, win or lose. And we saw that in that last battle, in those KV5s. There's the Goon Swarm on stream right now.
I turned around for a second while that was going, and I saw them. They're laughing. They're having a great time here. Yeah. And win or lose, at least they're not going to be walking away sulking. I think they'll walk away. They'll still have their heads held high, win or lose.
You can't sulk in Vegas unless you don't gamble
There
properly.
are reasons to sulk in Vegas, Clutch.
This is the start of a great team, though, at the same time. The best teams are friends first, and then they develop because of that synergy, because of the ability to work together very efficiently. And I think that's something fantastic that we've seen from Simp Main, we've seen from Fulcrum Gaming. This is where it starts, and they've already shown in a very short amount of time they can repeat, get a top 8 performance out of 16 of the top North American players. That's something to be damn proud of, and I think they can still do it. I mean, it's a tough opponent, Simp, first, 7-0 in group stages. Nobody's really thinking Nerve is going to win this game, or they're going to put odds, or excuse me, not odds, but they're going to bet on Nerve. But I think there are some things that can be put together to get that win here today.
All right, gentlemen, it's time for Himmelsdorf. That's going to be battle number 3 of Simp versus Nerve. Let's jump into the game.
Taking a look at these tanks. Look at this, 3 IS-3s at 5100 and a KV-5 for Nerve. This isn't a lineup we see very often, but Simp taking a very normal lineup with 3 AMX 5100s and 2 IS-3s. Notice that Jen Scott has a wet ammo rack on his IS-3, whereas no other IS-3 in this battle has decided they would like a wet ammo rack.
Jen Scott's thinking, you know what? I don't want to get ammo racked in an IS-3. I don't want to be known for that guy.
That was fast. Did you just see that? That was Lieutenant Garter gone in a blink of an eye, taken down by Heavy 20 in the IS-3.
Orange going to go for the hill push, but he's not going to meet anyone yet, at least for a while. But there will be one tank heading that way on the side of Cunningham's. And the alley is going to be pushed now halfway through past the E and F line towards the G. And we're hearing Nerve say, focus, 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 as the KV-5 is trying to focus on Blue Boy's captain. Blue Boy's captain, the 5100, is at less than half health, 347 now. And Haywood takes another hit in the KV-5. And the IS-3 takes down the 5100. Valatio is able to get it, and now they're going to keep pushing down towards the G line.
I love this aggression. Heavy 20, though, will be prepared to repel this attack as members of Nerve do group up and are getting prepared for a push, although Simp looks like they want to bring the fight maybe to Nerve, and Heavy 20 will push forward. Behind him, there are other tanks And if they can push forward, maybe they can take out the Goon Swarm. Yes, and they will go and start the fight. Jen Scott and Goon Swarm will need to back up. Heavy 20 putting a shot into Goon Swarm down to 1109, but Heavy 20 is going to be taken slightly lower. No, Adroxus will take the lead as Vallecio is going to be late to the fight, so will Explosive Brutality.
Jen Scott in the IS-3 does have enough damage to try to keep, nope, he's not going to be able to keep his friend alive as Endo is going to be low. They want the Endo tears. They want the Endo tears, and they're able to take him out.
And they are just delicious. And look at that, Vallecio though will take a huge hit for this aggression. Singh should be reloading soon, and it's going to be difficult for him to leave. And now Heavy 20 takes down to 344. Haywood though is still rather healthy, and now Explosive Brutality will join the fight. There goes the IS-3.
This is huge for Explosive Brutality to maintain those shots. Adroxus gets a kill against Vallecio now. 2 tier 8 still left alive. Adroxus and the IS-3 is going to have to bounce a lot of these shots. No, he is really low, and that KV-5 has a lot of HP here.
Haywood bounces on Adroxus, and Adroxus will be able to get one more shot out as Explosive Brutality does leave, and he's going to go hunt down Singh. Will Haywood be able to connect this final shot? He misses again, and Adroxus actually looks like he bounces as well.
Haywood at 284 against Adroxus. He gets the kill, and now Singh is going to be up against Explosive Brutality. A 5100 with 252 HP versus a 1092. Explosive gets the kill, but it's 2 tier 1 still left alive with 20 seconds left to go. MacG and Crimson could hold this as Explosive Brutality is going to have to swiftly move to the top.
I don't think he has enough time. Simp is actually going to win this based on cap pressure. And they didn't destroy the supplies in their own cap. Crimson Corsair is hiding behind those. MacG is actually going to avoid that. 1 second, 0. That is the cap, and that is a victory for Simp.
Wow. The Mac attack has a whole new meaning now as they're able to get the flag cap to the north. Keeping those T1s alive allows for that type of play to happen.
Yep, T1s just, that's how important they are. They're 1 point, and people forget it all the time, and we constantly preach about it. I constantly preach about it. T1s are a super important tank. They represent control, they represent cap pressure, and we see how that has affected yet another victory. And it's just Nerve played fantastically though. That brawl was beautiful.
Independent of what just happened there, the most important thing we have to take away is the weird strategy that Nerve is bringing is winning brawls. That's really important. Now the KV-5 is the first game. Okay, it was kind of mismatched, didn't make a lot of sense. But over here now in Himmelsdorf, things look really, really sharp. I mean, if they were able to keep a couple of their T1, or just that single T1 alive a little bit longer, that would have been a completely different story. I really feel like Nerve won that game. If they were a little bit more comprehensive, it would have been an easy pickup. Yep,
and it's that sweep and also the spread of the map control. It comes down to that. And they were fully engaged moving into Tank Alley. They won that battle in Tank Alley, but the T1s were completely set up. And now Nerve is shouting, it's time for the comeback. It's time for the comeback. Here we go. Well, it's time for us to take a quick break. We come back. Is this going to be the Nerve comeback, or will Simp close out the series? They're one battle away. Stay tuned. WGLNA continues after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the WGLNA Season 2 Finals live from Las Vegas. I'm Joshua Clutchgray, joined on the desk by Randall Rukil-Holcomb and Andre Gritorp-Hengschel. And to everyone watching at home, I want to remind you to please send us pictures and tweet us at WGLNA and at Razor to take home some amazing Razor gear and also some in-game goodies for World of Tanks. Again, on Twitter at WGLNA and at Razor. Send us some pictures. We'll send you some awesome prizes.
I can vouch for that too. That Megalodon is really, really good.
Yeah, I'm taking this one. So this one's not available. No, it's really, really nice, really nice. So it looks like the next map, gentlemen, is going to be on Prohorovka. Prohorovka, a map that we saw a lot of draws this season, which was a surprise to us. But so far in the finals, some very, very fantastic play from all the teams that have participated so far. This is the final chance Nerve has to continue on in the series. Again, it could be an incredible comeback, or Simp is going to be able to close it out. However, I think Nerve is happy they did capture some Endo tears in that last battle.
And they looked delicious. After a brawl like that, who wouldn't want some Endo tears? Maybe they can use that to brush off the dust and grit that they have just all over themselves right now, because they are getting kicked around by Simp.
Yes, they are. They are. But the T1s, again, with Mac G and the other T1, his name's escaping me for some reason, up there to the top getting that flag cap. It was a win. It was just a couple seconds away from
Crimson
that 5100
Corsair.
moving in.
Can't forget
Crimson
about
Corsair.
Crimson Corsair.
Can't forget Crimson Corsair. No, he's worn aviator glasses this entire tournament. I don't think he's ever taken them off.
I've seen his eyes before.
And
They're beautiful.
all right, let's go ahead and jump into battle number 4, ladies and gentlemen. On Prohorovka, Simp versus Nerv.
Taking a look at these tanks, we have 2 Pershings, 3 T-69s. Wow. For Nerv, they're taking a very American lineup, whereas Simp will have a 416, a Pershing, and 3 AMX 1390s, along with a Lol Tractor. Lots of representation of every nation for Simp, but Nerv really opting for that American lineup.
America. It won't let you go too far against autoloaders, but it's just enough sometimes. That didn't work at all.
No, it's okay. I don't know where you were going with that one was.
I was going to make a joke about French tanks, but I shouldn't. The Pershings up above the D line here. Well, south of the D line. Try and push a little bit closer.
And now Adroxus looks like he's squaring off against Vallejo, but Vallejo, no connections yet. Not even actually any hits yet. Missing altogether. That Pershing Lol Tractor's going to chill out to watch out on the east side as I like this Simp move. I like this Simp opening. It looks like it's actually going to be a little aggressive and going to try and get I love the control that they're going to go for. It's just like we've seen from the north side twice today already, and it should work again.
Nerv going to get punished here for not having T1 over all the way on the west side. Now a complete surround where the T-69s caught a little bit out of position. They have slightly tougher shots, but Vallejo going to get lit up right here.
They completely destroyed, not even able to trade back any damage. Only Singh has taken a few hits finally, and Jen Scott, though, is put on the back foot, and that will stall the push out of Simp. Heavy 20 taking a few hits. Blue Boy's captain reversing his tank so they can finally get the shots. Explosive Brutality, though, will be joining the fight, and he is exposed, taking hits, and he will turn, recognizing his error, and will get back into a holdout.
The Pershing of Jen Scott in between the rest of his teammates as they move in. T-69 Explosive Brutality taking a lot of hits here, and now trying to focus on Haywood in the back as well, trying to get those auto loaders. But the Pershing still able to dish out more damage as Endo creeps up just above the crest of the hill, takes a shot in the 1390. Good placement by Jen Scott on that Pershing to try to stay in between the auto loaders and himself. But trading back and forth is going in the favor of Simp. And now Drox and the Pershing takes another hit here at 444 HP. And he's going to back up. Endo's going to back up, maybe reloading here.
There should be a push shortly, as these 1390s will be reloaded soon. And once that happens, it would be appropriate for Simp to actually make this push, focus on the right tanks, and win the fight. Adroxus and the Pershing can do all this work for as long as he wants, but these T-69s will win in the siege, because here comes the Goon Swarm. He actually takes a huge hit, and he will look, yes, he does focus down Endo. They want Endo tears once more, and he's down to 169. Will he go down? No, Endo will live slightly longer.
Goon Swarm at 318. The T-69 is going to move away from Explosive Brutality on the crest of the hill. However, Simp can push on both sides at the same time and call out which one to kill first, Jen Scott or Explosive.
And there's
Heavy
a connection.
20.
Haywood goes down.
Heavy 20 takes a hit, though, at that side.
And now there's incredibly low health points. We got 2 tanks that are almost one hits. There's a chance, but no. Now it begins to fall apart. And this is the end. Goon Swarm goes down, finishing it out. Simp will win yet again.
4-0. Simp over Nerv. They will move on to the semifinals. Nerv, an entertaining team, but Simp, the ones that were able to close out the series, performing very well. There you see Crimson Corsair in the glasses and the hat. And there you see Nerv, Goon Swarm, and the rest of his fellows. They're out. They're done. But they had a lot of fun, and this is a team, again, as Hornsby said, old name, new team, more or less. They're still working together to get better and better and better. And after this experience, they will, I believe, propel themselves even further in Season 3 as they continue to compete in the World of Tanks esports world in North America.
Yeah, all they can ask for is more experience. The experience of actually being able to play at a live scene like this is huge for them and their growth. Next season, I expect them to be one of our top teams again. And it's surprising to see a team that is so new actually even making it to the top 8 against so many other teams that were incredible as well. We had teams like Game Over, No Limit. Wreak Havoc fell apart early on in the season, but these kinds of teams were deserving to make it, and Nerve beat them all to get here.
Now, is this the Simp that is going to take it all the way? Is this a Simp that can beat Fulcrum?
This is a much more aggressive Simp. So much more. I love it so much.
We can't really tell that yet. You have to be careful with that because a 4-0 sweep, similar to Fulcrum Gaming, not all the stops were pulled out. They did not use all their tricks. They're not showcasing their true talents or their true strategies because they don't need to just yet. They've shown a high discrimination of skill between the two teams. So right now, it's still up in the air. We're not able to accurately adjust and see how good Simp is, but we'll definitely see as they face off against the Cunninghams in the semifinals.
All right, I look forward to that, ladies and gentlemen. So that does it for our regular play for today, but we're not done yet. We still have our award show to give out, so some of the top performers in Season 2, and then the pros versus the Joes, the All-Stars versus the No-Stars. Stay tuned. The WGLNA Season 2 finals will continue after this.